Hello and welcome to another Midweek Message. It's Tuesday, 10th of October, 23. Lovely day by the look of it. 7 a.m. Looking at the wrong clock. I've got one here marked GMT. 7 a.m, which is 10 degrees centigrade, which is 50 Fahrenheit. So we really are cooling down now. Might have to start putting the heating on first thing in the morning just to take the chill off the house for the first hour or so. Humidity 100%. Struth 10-18 millibars. And the wind, as usual, a bit of a breeze from the west. That's all we ever get really. Sometimes we get the stronger winds. The Met Office are going on about rain and all sorts of dreadful weather coming our way. So we shall see. Of course, at the end of this month, the clocks change, don't they? They go back, yes, fall back and spring forward. So it's going to be even darker in the mornings and no, not the mornings. I don't know. Won't go into that. Acorns and conkers. It's that time of year. We collected on the Isle of Wight a load of acorns and conkers. Now the conkers were for my mother. Apparently, spiders don't like conkers. I don't know if that's true. Spiders don't like conkers. So if you put if you put conkers all along the windowsill and around the house, it keeps the spiders away. I don't mind the spiders in the house. They're fine. We've got loads out on the patio, under the patio roof. Loads of webs everywhere. They're all right. I don't like them killing the bees and other little insects, but of course that's what they eat. So what can you do about it? So yes, we've got a bag full of acorns and conkers. I think conkers have been banned now, haven't they, for kids to play? Something else that you can't do. They've taken the fun away there. That used to be great fun at school. We'd drill a hole or get a skewer and make a hole through the conker, take a shoelace out of one of your pairs of shoes or your plimsolls or whatever you had. Then Mum would say, "Where are those shoelaces gone?" "Don't know. They just disappeared. They must have fallen out of the shoe." "Yeah, right." And then we'd go to school and we'd have conker fights to get bashed and bruised knuckles, and some of them would fly up and hit you in the face. Really good fun. That's what it was all about, wasn't it? These days you can't do this, you can't do it. Oh, you might hurt yourself. You might get a little graze on your hand. Oh, Mummy's little soldier. I don't know about little soldier back then. We were warriors in the playground with our conkers. But of course that's too much fun. We're not allowed to have fun anymore, are we? If I remember correctly, we used to soak the conkers in vinegar overnight. I don't know what that did. And some of the lads baked them in the oven. I think it was meant to harden them. I think all it did was make them brittle, so when they got a good whack on them, they just shattered. But the prize for the winner was either marbles or cigarette cards, anything like that, any boys' stuff. You see what you've got in your pockets. What have I got in my pocket? Oh, look, you won, so there's 10 marbles. Yep, that'll do. Are they allowed to play marbles now, or are they considered dangerous? Perhaps the little glass balls, if thrown. Oh, we used to fire them with a catapult, not in a school playground. Do you remember catapults? I tell you what, I reckon boys, don't know about girls, but they had, am I allowed to say that? Discriminate? Okay, boys and girls had so much more fun back then. Sorry, young people, young humans, that's better. We've got to be politically incorrect, haven't we? Boys and girls. We had catapults and we'd fire marbles. Highly dangerous, not in the street or in the playground, but over in the woods. We'd set up some tin cans or whatever it was, and we'd have contests with our catapults. Remember one boy, he made his own catapult, and we just bought ours from the shop, but he made his own, and it was an immensely powerful weapon. It really was. Not only did the marble hit the can, but it went straight through it. I remember one of the cans straight through this can. Anyway, that's enough about marbles, conkers and lethal weapons at school. I was talking to a couple of lads the other day at sister-in-law's barbecue, talking about modern cars and how rubbishy they are. And what I didn't realise, because I've always said to Trish, let's get an old Morris 1000, a Moggy Minor, I didn't realise that apart from no road tax, you don't have to pay that, there's no MOT. Now, for those of you abroad, it's the Ministry of Transport test every year. They check your brakes, check your lights and all this. Then they fail you and say, well, it's going to cost you 200 quid to pass. And you've got no choice, so you pay up. And you get a certificate which lasts for another year. But there's no MOT or road tax on cars over whatever, is it 25, 30 years, I think. Now, Trish has never wanted a Morris 1000. It doesn't have to be a Morris 1000, it could be any old classic car, and they're not expensive. When our car eventually pegs out, we're not going to buy a new car because they're just a waste of money. As soon as you drive them off the forecourt, you've lost £500,000. But a second-hand car of any decency, really, you've got to spend 10 grand, if not 15. £15,000 on what? A car with a rotten old plastic dashboard? Oh, no. No, I'd rather spend that on radios and aerials. But seriously, a classic car like a Morris 1000, you can get yourself a really nice one for 4,000 quid, 4 grand. A really nice one that's all done up. And if you spend a little bit more, an immaculate showroom condition. I don't know. I must have a look round various auction places or whatever. I don't know where are they? They're on eBay, aren't they? I've seen cars for sale there. Just a thought though, but Trish doesn't like the idea, because the thing is, when we're off to the Isle of Wight, we'll be motoring along the M27 and we'll be in the way of people because we'll probably pootle along at about 50 miles an hour. But having said that, other motorists will think, that's all right, it's a classic car. That's why he's not doing 70 or 80. It's a classic car, so they won't mind us pootling along at 60 maybe, 50. Great fun. Not as comfortable, of course, as the modern cars. A little bit bumpy on the roads, but anyway, waffling on now. What should we talk about on Sunday? Any ideas? raiserants@protonmail.com. Thanks for all your emails about, the cost of living and the price of petrol and the price of this and that. Yes, everyone seems to have the same idea. Everything is too expensive and no one's earning enough money. Hasn't that always been the case? In the 50s, I remember people saying, oh, my wages aren't enough. The rent costs this, the mortgage, whatever. The rates, the water rates, the electricity bill. I remember all that. My mum used to hide the electricity bill because when my dad got in from work, he'd see that and, oh my goodness, what's all that? We've got to cut down on electricity. Stone the crows. She used to hide it until he was in a good mood. One evening he'd get in and he had a really good day. So then she'd say, oh, look, this turned up in the post today. And although he was still annoyed, he wasn't as annoyed because he'd started off happy, something like that. Anyway, I shall see you on Sunday. Have a good rest of the week. It's a lovely day today. Take care, look after yourselves, blah, blah, blah. And don't do anything I wouldn't do. Bye for now.